Hi, Dana here. Welcome to Sew Learn Create. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any videos in the future. Today's project is getting us ready for Christmas, and it's a Christmas tree ornament. It's a few simple supplies, but it's 3D. So let's go to the mat and get started. Today's project is a 3D Christmas ornament. It's made from felt, and then I just glued the sequins on. So here's how it works. In the description box below, I will put the pattern, a link to the pattern that you can cut out, or you can just cut a triangle any size that you want. Then you're going to need some felt, and I've cut my pattern on my felt, and you're going to need 4 pieces. So the first thing you do is you take 2 of those pieces, stack them together, clip them, and then you take your other 2 and stack them and clip them. When we go to the machine, we're just going to do a stitch all the way around on each of our tree groupings. So let's go to the machine. Now we're at the machine, and we have our 2 pieces of felt as our first unit. And we're going to just stitch all the way around on the outside edge. And I'm going to use the edge of my machine foot as my guide. And that makes it just a slightly larger than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we're just going to stitch all the way around. Needle down and turn. Turn one more time. I'm using a gray thread, but you could use a green thread, and then you wouldn't even see your stitches. Last time. And when you come back around, you just want to make sure that you cross that stitching to kind of lock it in place. Clip our threads. Now our first unit's done, and we're going to do the same for the second one. Also, when you start around your tree, you want to start on the middle of a side, either the bottom or the sides over here, so that you don't have to deal with that corner when you're starting your stitching. Just makes it a little easier. Needle down, lift and turn. Point. And crossing that stitching. Clipping our threads. Next, we're going to use our ribbon, and I'm just using a satin ribbon that is about 3 inches long, and I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to place that ribbon just at the top of one of my tree units. And I'm going to stitch across it right here just to secure it in place. And that becomes our hanger. My threads. This is a great project to do with kids. You could make the trees and then let them glue the sequins on. So for the next thing, we're going to fold our tree in half and find our center line. And I'm just going to press it. And now I can kind of see that center. I'm going to take and stack my trees, and I'm going to stitch. Actually, I want them stacked this way so I can see cover up my hanger there. So let's fold this one. There we go. And I'm going to put a couple of clips just to hold them in place. Then I'm going to stitch from the bottom all the way up the center of the trees to the top and secure it with a back stitch at the top. Back stitch. You are going through a good bit of felt, but it sews pretty easily. Just go all the way up the center. And back stitch a little at the top. Now our tree unit is done, and it's time to decorate. So let's go back to the mat. Now we're back at the mat and we've finished our stitching. And as you can see, I stitched right down the middle to secure my 2 units together. And it's time to add our sequins. So I'm using just silver, but you could use a multitude of colors and make it bright and cheerful, however you like. I found that it's best to put the glue on the felt and then attach the sequins rather than putting the glue on the sequins. It just makes it a little cleaner. Doesn't take much glue to put sequins on felt. And I'm using just Eileen's tacky glue for my glue. Then I'm going to take my sequins and I'm just going to push them in there. Kids would have fun doing this. You could make the trees up in advance, have them decorate them with sequins and all kinds of bright and shiny things. It would make great gifts for grandparents, aunts, uncles, teachers, or just make a bunch for your tree. Add a few more sequins to this side. I'm using a larger sequin, but you could use a smaller sequin and you could put more on each side. Now I have one side complete. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add more sequins to this side. When you finish, you will add sequins to each of your sides. And then to make it 3D, you take and you fold. Here's my stitching, and you're going to fold your tree over and just kind of spread it out. And then when you're finished, you have all 4 sides and our hanger, and it'll hang on our tree, or it will sit up on a table. I hope you liked today's project, and if you did, be sure you give it a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in the next video at Sew Learn Create.